What's up, brand builders? Stephen Hurahan here at BrandMasterAcademy.com, and in this video I'm going to show you a brand case study from Southwest Airlines so you can see why this brand has achieved iconic status and look at what you can take from their success into your own brand. Now, if you're new to the channel and you want actionable brand strategy tips and techniques to grow your business, well then hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and you'll be well on your way. Now, back in 1967, two guys sat down at a bar in San Antonio, Texas, and they came up with an idea for an airline. Now, this idea was all based on making air travel more affordable to the everyday person, and they wrote down on a napkin 3 points, and those 3 points represented the three major cities of Texas, which were Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio. Now, for the first 7 or 8 years, the airline operated as an interstate-only airline and went between those three major cities in Texas. But then in 1979, President Jimmy Carter signed a bill to deregulate air travel, and that's when Southwest Airlines really took off. Now, in that bar in San Antonio, Texas, in the initial conversation between the two men, the conversation was based around pricing and the cost of air travel. And that's what they really focused in on with the idea of Southwest. They really wanted to focus in on price and making air travel a lot more affordable. Now, today, budget airlines are absolutely everywhere, but back in 1967, this was a revolutionary idea. And because they were so focused in on that idea and that position that they wanted to own in the market, they were able to build a brand and the business from the ground up with that position in mind. So because they were so crystal clear on the position that they wanted to own in the market, they were able to focus on that position while building the business and building the brand. They wanted to be able to provide low-cost airlines and a low-cost service to their customers, so they looked at all of their costs and they streamlined all of their costs, and that started with their fleet. Southwest only operated with Boeing 737, so everything from parts to mechanics to training, everything got to do with the cost was streamlined, and that meant that none of their competitors could compete with them on their prices. Now, although price was a huge factor and a really important element of their positioning strategy, it wasn't the only element of their positioning strategy. Southwest didn't just want to be the cheapest, they wanted to be the best. They wanted to offer the best service and the best experience, so they put a lot of focus in on that experience. So they wanted to be the most helpful airline in the industry as well as the cheapest airline in the industry. So they focused a lot on their staff and on their training and making sure that the interactions and the overall brand experience was a friendly one. So although the low prices really did put Southwest on the map, it's not what has kept them where they are. Price alone is not what kept them where they are. What really kept them where they are is their commitment to that brand experience. And together with the lowest prices in the industry and the best experience within the industry, that is a potent position that they own in the mind of their audience. Another unique aspect to the Southwest brand was in who their target market was. So back in 1967, air travel was a bit of a luxury and it targeted the top 10%, but Southwest went after the everyday person. They wanted holiday makers, businessmen, businesswomen, families, young travelers, frequent flyers, just everyday people who wanted to travel by air. So while their competitors were going after the top 10% and were trying to appeal to them with ideas of exclusivity and 3-course meals and crystal glasses, Southwest went a different direction and they targeted a group of people that didn't want that. They didn't want that exclusivity. They just wanted a no-nonsense approach to air travel. Now, when it comes to budget airlines, we've pretty much all had our fair share of bad experiences, and the idea with budget air travel is that they're always trying to get you with something. They're trying to get you with add-on fees for this or cancellation fees for that. But that's not what Southwest Airlines is about either. They're about really being that most helpful airline in the industry, and they're not about trying to catch you on every corner. They really want to be helpful, and they're really clear in their messaging as well. Their tones are warm and friendly, and that translates right throughout the brand experience and the brand interactions and the face-to-face interactions as well. So they're a brand that feels human. They're not trying to catch you at every corner. They're not trying to take your money off you. They really just want to give you a good experience of air travel at a low cost. And this comes across in their digital communication as well on social media. So back in 2016, they had a massive tech failure and it delayed hundreds of flights and it disrupted thousands upon thousands of people from getting to where they wanted to go. But Southwest was proactive in their approach. They went onto social media and they engaged people on the front lines, people who were pretty upset about the experience and about what had happened. They were apologizing on their social channels. They were engaging people one-on-one. So they really showed the human aspect of the brand through their digital communication. So it just goes to show that this is throughout the brand. It's not just one separate department. It's not just a one-off experience with a nice face-to-face employee. It's right throughout the brand experience. And all of this human interaction and human engagement, it's all very, very intentional and strategic. And this comes from the very, very top, because Kelleher encouraged his staff from the early days to be informal, to have fun with customers and to really show their human side. And this now has become part of the brand communication and part of who the brand is, and it really does come out at every single touch point. So really this is something that comes from the top. It comes from the early day. It's in the fabric of the brand, and that's why it's become such a cult status and has earned such a cult status. And even their New York Stock Exchange ticker code is LUV, so that love is being shown right from the very first touch point, right from the New York Stock Exchange ticker code. And everybody who joins the brand is encouraged to be human and to show that human side. So that is a really, really important factor in the success of the Southwest brand, in the fact that they're all human. Now, there's no getting away from the fact that Southwest is an airline, and most airlines have massive budgets and most small business owners can't compete with that. But their budget is not what has made Southwest. Their budget is not what their customers talk about. It's not what their customers really benefit from in terms of the experience. Yes, they've been very smart in their positioning in terms of trimming those costs, streamlining those costs to allow them to be able to offer those low-cost airline fares. But it's really the emotion, the connections that they've built with their audience, the interactions, the communication, and that love that's being shown right throughout the brand, and the human connections that they're building with their audience, that has really, really made Southwest the success story that it is. So when you think about your own brand and the brand that you're building, yes, you might not have millions of dollars, but there are simple things that you can do. There are simple things that you can look towards and look at the success of other brands that you can bring into your own that doesn't require any budget, it doesn't require any spend, and it's just simply attention to detail, the small details, and really making sure that the experience of your customers is something that they're going to want to come back for. But I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your experiences of brands that have made an impact on you, and brands who have given you an experience that you would want to go back for time and again. Let me know in the comments below if you've got any questions at all. If you've got any suggestions for me for brand case studies that I can do for you, then let me know in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer all of those, and if I can do a case study for you, I will. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well. It'll let you know when we've got new videos coming out. If you want more actionable brand strategy tips and techniques, head on over to BrandMasterAcademy.com and get yourself signed up for the list. It is free, and I do keep some exclusive content for that list, and there's some resources on there that you can use to help you build brand strategies from scratch as well, so get yourself involved. But as I said, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, brand like a master, and I will see you in the next video.